Je cherche un bureau de change. Je cherche un bureau de change.
Oh, hello. Duolingo is definitely not the nicest little cute owl, and I've had to put up with looking at his smug face for 365 days in a row. Yes, that's right, my life has been Spanish or vanish, French or trench, Polish or perish for the last 365 days. After 3 years, I finally got on that Duolingo streak. And in this video, I'm going to cover what the benefits are of doing Duolingo every day for that long, what my tips are to get a streak that long, and some of the things that I didn't majorly improve on even after 365 days. We should get to the story of how this all happened. In June of 2023, I decided that I wanted to do Duolingo consistently. And this time, I didn't just want to have a 30-day streak or 50-day streak. I wanted to go all in and get more than 365 days. I had already tried before and I'll just get to 50. And then my streak would cut out. But this time it was going to be different. I made sure to do Duolingo every morning and made sure to get my practice in. And after 365 days, I can say that I've had some major benefits from Duolingo. If you're wondering, I was learning French for these 365 days, but occasionally I would practice Italian or Dutch. Some of the benefits I got came from my vocabulary, my listening ability, and my writing ability. My vocabulary expanded after I started using Duolingo consistently for about 100 days, and that helped me in my French class as I was starting to understand reading assignments better, and my speaking assignments were also improving. Number 2, my listening ability was improved after my consistent and long use of Duolingo. I found my listening polished throughout the whole year. Before, when I didn't do any listening in French, I would kind of forget the language and how it sounded, and that made me struggle in listening assignments. And finally, the last improvement came in my grammatical structuring. As in Duolingo, you do a lot of writing, and in those writings, you have to structure words correctly. And after so many writings in Duolingo, my sentence structure in my actual French classes just became better. So what are my tips for anyone who wants to get a streak this long in Duolingo? Number 1, I suggest that you keep it exciting and do a variety of things. Sometimes do the time challenges, or sometimes try and skip a couple levels and challenge yourself more. Or sometimes try doing different languages, because you don't have to stick to the same language for a whole year in Duolingo. And the best way you can enjoy it is by making it fun for yourself and adding some variety. Number 2, I suggest pushing yourself to at least a 50-day streak, because from there everything just clicks. And after you build that habit, you don't really have to worry about breaking your streak or forgetting about your streak much anymore. Number 3, stack up on streak freezes. I cannot emphasize how important they have been for maintaining my streak, because they've saved me in days where I've just completely forgotten. Stack up on them. Number 4, embrace the competitiveness. Actually try gain as many points in the leaderboards and move up the ranks, because as you move up the ranks, things get more competitive and you don't want to get demoted. So you're going to push yourself to do more lessons. And overall, the competitive aspect of Duolingo is a way to enjoy. Now that I've praised Duolingo so much, it's time to give my critique. I hope I won't get killed for this. These are some things that Duolingo hasn't really helped me improve upon after 365 days. Number 1, my speaking ability. Duolingo has a lot of speaking exercises, but the thing is, they're not very consistent with checking your answers, because sometimes I will say gibberish and it will give me a correct answer, and other times I'll see something that's completely correct and it won't hear any of it. And so it's not very consistent, and it's also quite easy to skip when you're not feeling like doing any speaking. And so there's like that button right at the bottom of the screen, can't speak now, and I'm guilty of pressing that a lot. I would suggest that you do other speaking exercises online and don't solely rely on Duolingo. Number 2, my reading ability hasn't improved over these 365 days. There are stories on Duolingo, and I would say that they are beneficial in some sort of way. But for me to actually significantly improve on my reading over these 365 days, I prefer longer stories. These Duolingo stories are short, they're like conversations, and I would say that they're pretty good for your listening. But for your actual reading, I'll suggest improving by using something else, not just relying on Duolingo. And number 3, my grammatical concepts haven't really improved by relying on Duolingo. Things like infinitives, future tense, past tense, they simply aren't the same when a teacher teaches them to you and when you see those tooltips on Duolingo. And so I suggest, if you want to learn grammatical concepts, going somewhere online, watching a video, reading an article, and not just solely relying on Duolingo. But yeah, that's it. I am still planning on extending my streak, and hopefully I'll make another video like this when I reach maybe 500 days, 1,000 days. But yeah, I've said my praises and I've said my critiques. That's what 365 days of Duolingo does to you. See you in the next video.